following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
And it is a back-to-back work Wednesday here.
That's right.
In the SWBC podcast studio, Heckma Harrison says, come on in.
Whoa.
It's time for Mick Shots. Bill Jones, Everson Walls, Heckma Harrison, and Mickey Spagnola not only has his legal pad filled up, he's got game notes from both the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears as we turn our attention to Mickey's hometown team, the Chicago Bears, the team he did not grow up rooting for.
I don't believe that. You didn't grow up a Bears fan?
No, he was a Packers fan.
Oh, God.
How dare he? How dare he?
That explains everything, Mick.
I was cheering the Packers on.
Bandwagon. Of course, remember when he grew up, the Packers were what?
Winning 5 NFL championships.
That was easy, right? He leaned in.
My friends had nothing to say to me.
That's what you call contrary.
Is that what it? Yeah, I get it.
He's contrary.
No, you
Always going the other
His
side.
whole life he's been a
He's been
contrarian.
contrarian.
You want to know why?
Why?
So, my dad was a big White Sox fan, and
On the south
the
side.
Chicago,
So were you, right?
yeah, and the Chicago Cardinals played at Comiskey Park, so he was a fan of the Cardinals, and then they
The
moved.
Chicago Cardinals were a football team, by the way.
Yes, and they moved.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
They moved to St. Louis, and my dad blamed Hallis from chasing him out of Chicago.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
hated the Bears. And then they had this Italian guy coaching the Packers, and it's like, okay, we're kind of clannish.
Yeah.
Got to pull for the Italian
Hey,
guy.
I ain't mad at you, brother. You know black folks know.
And we became Packer
We
fans.
are unabashed.
Well, on this Wednesday, by the way, there are football players on the football field, but it's a different work schedule than normal for this team, Mickey.
It's a walkthrough. And when we were
Look at Everson.
It just ticks him off. He is ticked off. He is ticked off about that. Walk through on a Wednesday?
this should be
It's a
padded.
double-edged sword because I fought for this. But damn,
That's what you picking it
wish
for.
I wish I was able to, to enjoy some of that, to participate.
Sorry,
in
it's
some.
about the next generation.
It is, man. And you know what? You're welcome, damn it. You're welcome.
We initially walked out there, and I thought it was a media walkthrough because there was nobody on the field except the rehab guys and the special teams, kickers and snappers and holders, and that was it.
This is week 3 of the season.
I
Mickey.
know.
Why are we doing walkthroughs on a Wednesday?
That'll have to be a question to Schottenheimer.
You know the answer.
Tell me.
It's because they played 70 minutes on Sunday,
Gotta
not
get-
60 minutes on
get off
Sunday.
their feet.
I guarantee you the answer is they basically played a 5-quarter
If you go
game.
one drive into the overtime, then that's one thing. But they played the entire.
They did
damn
play.
overtime.
They played the entire 10-minute overtime period, and I guarantee you that is what that question will be posed, and that will be the answer.
And when you talk about the lack of participation in training camp in the preseason games, then you come out game 1, game 2, you're like, whoo, man, these guys need to kind of.
So they ended
Tone it
up, the
down a
guys
bit.
that played every snap in the game ended up playing 89 snaps.
on offense.
Offense, yeah. That's like a game and a half almost.
Yeah, but they were indoors.
Well, yeah.
Come on, man.
There was a-
give me Texas Stadium. 60 minutes Texas
Hey,
Stadium.
but the
in
defense-
September.
The defense only played 67 snaps, and you know why?
Because they got off the field
They
fast.
got off the field fast. All those bombs, all those long bomb touchdowns.
Well, see, that's the strategy.
That was the strategy.
We're resting.
you-
That's the
We're
strategy.
We're letting
you
it
keep
score.
your DBs. You keep your DBs fresh.
That's all right.
Again on the
I like that.
subsequent drive.
Well, the DBs were tired because they were chasing from behind.
but only one time.
They only had to do one sprint.
Right.
One time. One sprint. Yeah, you're good. Go sit down. That's a good
A lot of blown coverage. Got to get that correct.
Offense
Speaking of, can we segue?
So where you want to segue
Can we
to?
segue?
What do you got?
Can we segue?
To the Bears? You want to talk about the Bears? What do you want to do?
Nothing else. Segue to the
To the run.
rundowns. Yeah,
What
rundown.
you got on the rundown there?
Offensive line.
I looked at it.
Offensive line.
I was the only one who liked the rundown.
It's okay, Bill. I appreciate that, Bill. I really do. It means a lot to me.
It's just a gesture.
Bill Jones liked it. I mean, just
It's
wow.
just a gesture.
How about that?
But I have knowledge of the rundown. I just didn't
Thank you.
have that gesture.
Okay, before we get to the rundown, because your rundown has, we're talking protection, coverage issues.
Yeah, man.
It could cost the Cowboys.
Yes.
Right off the top, though, I think we need to address this. Okay? And I looked at the game notes just to confirm. The Cowboys are playing at 3:25 on Sunday afternoon against the Chicago Bears.
At Soldier Field.
At Soldier Field, and it's on Fox. And it's the A team. It's Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady calling the game.
Yes.
If you look at the Cowboys' schedule this season,
I know where you're
who
going.
is on the Cowboys' schedule this season from the AFC West?
The Raiders.
The Raiders are on the schedule.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
So,
You think he's a scouting?
pre-game, okay, every network broadcaster gets an opportunity to talk with the coaches and whoever.
They're not talking to him.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm posing at.
Okay, they're not talking
How
to him.
does Schottenheimer and everyone else, whoever, defensive coordinator, I'm sure they'll talk to Eberflus because he's going back to Chicago. How do the Cowboys handle their meeting with Tom Brady, knowing that they're playing the Raiders later this
I
season?
don't like it.
I thought he was not allowed to do those
What do you mean?
before the game.
Well, it wasn't just that. The fact that he was in the booth alone, I think, was.
And then on the Monday night game,
Yeah,
They called him.
He's not only he's in there in the coach's booth,
Yeah.
with a headset on.
NFL said it was okay.
Yeah, that's all good.
Well, you got to resist the temptation to tell Tom Brady everything.
And you basically have to resist the temptation to tell Kevin Burkhardt anything, too.
True? Because they're going to
Anybody
relay
on
all those notes.
Basically, anybody on you got to zip your lip, right?
I thought he wasn't being allowed into the facilities.
But he still has access to information.
I mean, they have their meetings
Yeah, I know.
before the games and stuff.
How did he handle that?
Very carefully. I'm sure it's a very delicate dance. And, but
This has to be worked out between the networks, right? I mean, because he's working with the network now.
Right.
He's not just a part owner, but he's also working with the network. So how much information can be divulged during the game, before the game, leading up to the game, leading up to your game versus the Cowboys?
But I just think any team that has the Raiders on their schedule this season, you can't reveal anything.
But did you see the Raiders stuff?
Usually those meetings, okay, and they're usually done like Zoom conference calls, whatever. All right, usually those meetings, there's a lot of off-the-record stuff that's said in those meetings.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a given because the networks, the broadcasters, they're working with the teams all season long, and it's just a given that, okay, this is off the record. I can't use this, but that's great background information, whatever. Okay, you can't reveal anything to them.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're giving backstories, injuries, things like that.
So-
and all of that's on or off the record.
So if Tom goes into a room, what is he expecting?
Well, he can't. It says here, Brady can participate in virtual pregame production meetings with coaches, but is prohibited from attending them in person.
No, I'm not saying about. I'm not saying about going to
I'm just
practice or
saying-
anything.
I understand.
I'm
He
talking
can't.
about the Zoom meetings, the virtual meetings that he can be a part of,
Right.
and will be a
And see,
part
that-
of.
that's-
You
that's,
cannot, as a
that's-
coach, you cannot reveal anything.
Well,
right?
you can't, but he
So he
can't go
shouldn't even
watch
be in-
practices.
No.
But he shouldn't even be
Yeah.
involved to be on the virtual meetings as well.
That's right.
Because information, once again, is being shared
Well,
that he can use.
Whereas it's usually a common practice that it's that it's off the record unless the coach says, okay, you can use this. You basically everything's just got to. You just got to.
So I can't go to the meeting, but I can just have.
well, what prevents Everson from saying, "Hey, Tom, this is what they said."
Right. And that's what I'm saying is you can't even tell Kevin Burkhardt stuff that, oh, well, coach says this about this player or whatever.
Because it's going to be on your spotter board. I mean, all of your notes on your spotter board, whether a guy's nursing an injury, scheme, or we're looking for this. You ask that question. Is there something special that you guys
weak in a certain coverage, whatever.
Like a special play. Are there going to be any surprise plays or any punt,
We really like this player.
Exactly.
Man. This guy right here, he's got a great future,
So, no, you can't share any of that with Tom. But I was going to say, if you saw the Raiders the other day, it may not even matter. You can tell him everything. You can tell him everything. Although Max Crosby, he's still Max Crosby. So, defensively.
I do wonder how long Brady will do this broadcasting part. I mean, if he's already getting that involved in the ownership and the coaching and all that stuff, I would think that, and as competitive as he is, just by nature, I would think that he's going to be pulled in that direction. If he's going to dive in, because the main thing that would keep Everson, you can speak to this. The main thing that would keep you or anyone else who's a former player into it is the amount of time and hours that you got to put into coaching. And
it's the
but
money.
if he's of a mind to go into that, well, now the money is good.
Yeah.
So if he's of a mind to spend that kind of time on it, then he's going to go that direction. I mean, Jerry would love to be a broadcaster, right? Okay. But what does Jerry? What does Jerry choose to do?
Yeah.
Jerry
on the team.
It'd be a commercial.
That's right.
It wouldn't be a broadcast.
Some of these guys I hear on Saturday doing college football, he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But he won't.
No.
What I mean is he won't stick to the plan.
Yeah.
He won't stick to the game plan. He'll go off on his own.
But that is
not what you want.
That is a dream. Think about Tom Brady as what he's accomplished on the field, where he is right now. That's got to be a dream job in life. You're an owner of a team in one aspect, and then you get to travel all over the world calling the game that you love. So,
that's conflict of interest.
It is.
Conflict of interest.
It is.
Period. And let's nip this in the bud right now because somebody else is going to follow. Mm-hmm. He won't be the last one.
And then we'll talk about it in a month and a half, right?
Exactly.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going back to Chicago? You going back?
On Saturday.
On Saturday? Okay. This guy gave us a recommendation for a bar. You got to go to this bar was it Billy Goat?
Yeah, the Billy Goat.
Billy Goat Tavern?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Incredible.
It's
incredible.
It's
so you've been there?
Chicago?
Yeah.
That does not sound like the name of a restaurant.
No, it's in the underground of Chicago. They have streets underneath the city, and the bar is down there. You got to go downstairs.
So we're trying to use GPS to find this bar, and we're standing up top, and they're like, we're standing on the bar right now.
Yes.
We're in the bar, but we're standing outside. We literally had no clue.
We're here, guys. We're here.
But we went underneath, like you said, it's underneath, and it's like this long, dark road. And I tell my wife, I'm like, look, I'm not walking down there. I'm from Oak Cliff, Texas. I know not to do
I like the rooftop.
It's
beautiful, though.
It's a tribute to the newspaper business in Chicago, too. They got all the old pages up there, all the old writers. And that's where they did the Saturday Night Live skit. When you go in and order a hamburger and you say, you want a Coke and no Coke, Pepsi. I'll take some French fries, no French fries, chips.
Yes.
And
Pepsi,
it really happens.
Yeah,
it really happens, too.
I remember that.
Because I was in there when people would go in and not know the difference, right? It's a great institution. Billy Goat.
You going Saturday night?
I think we're close enough to, yeah.
Got to go to we had a great time. I did.
And the Billy Goat thing was the old Cubs jinx thing about the Billy Goat. They wouldn't let the Billy Goat in the stadium, and the guy that owned the Billy Goat cursed the Cubs like for 100 years, you're not going to win a World Series, right? So they named the tavern the Billy Goat.
So the curse?
Well, it finally got broken in 2016.
Okay, one more minute here before the end of this segment, and then we're going to go with protection and coverage issues. But if you listened to us yesterday, right off the top, we talked about the fact what is Connor Riley and Clayton Adams' biggest concern as this week started with Cooper Beebe going down with an injury, and we talked about who, besides Brock Hoffman on this roster, could play center.
And what did I
And if
tell you?
Hoffman goes down with an injury, and T.J. Bass, we saw him in the preseason, and Trevor Keegan is the other guy that they picked up from the Eagles. And so what have they now done?
They signed the Wesley French to the practice squad.
And he played center, started 3 games for
Chicago?
the Indianapolis Colts, where Clayton Adams was in Indianapolis, and so there's, if you connect the dots, there's a history
Teams
there.
do. I was only said Chicago because teams always do that when you have your opponent. I'm going to sign a guy that was
and
on
that's
their
going to bring
practice
me to something else real quick here, but, okay, you just served it right up to me. Served it right up to me. So anyway, there is a center now who has started games at center in this league 2 years ago for Indianapolis, okay? Wesley French is his name. He's on the practice squad. He missed last year because he had an ankle injury. He had 7 years of college at Western Michigan.
My kind of guy.
It was so good he couldn't leave.
My kind of guy. I like him.
Okay, but you talk about teams that sign players in preparation for the team they're playing this week. I thought it was hilarious that the Detroit Lions signed Malik Cunningham to their practice squad this week.
Okay.
Malik Cunningham was with the Ravens in the last several years. He's been a practice squad guy. But Malik Cunningham was at Louisville, played quarterback at Louisville when he was a freshman, Lamar Jackson's last year at Louisville, whatever. He basically has the same, he ran for over 1,000 yards and passed for however many yards at Louisville too. And so what Dan Campbell has done is they're signing Malik Cunningham for this week to play Lamar Jackson in practice because they are playing the Baltimore Ravens on Monday nights.
That is going to be a good game.
Yes, it is. Psychological warfare.
No, it gives him a guy that probably looks like Lamar Jackson.
And he was in camp with the Ravens too, so they can pick his brain on stuff, whatever. But so what? And he's in the 3rd year in the league, so he qualifies for the max practice squad salary, which is $25,000 a week. So what the Lions have done, they're paying him $25,000 to come in for 2 practices, basically.
Intel.
2 practices this week to play Lamar Jackson in
That's
practice.
a sweet gig.
So I was sitting there looking at
till you got to go.
Yeah.
But if I'm Malik Cunningham's agent, okay, I'm looking at the Ravens' schedule, and they play Kansas City next week. I am on the horn of Kansas City. Hey, I got a guy.
If this works out.
So if you look at the Ravens' schedule, this could be Malik Cunningham's job for the entire season. He just goes from team to team to team. Whoever the Ravens are playing this week, I get signed by, and you make $25,000 a week, and it's $400,000 by the end of the season. There you go.
The Lamar Jackson whisperer. Malik Cunningham.
But you got to keep putting him on the practice squad.
That's right. And then you release him. He just basically goes in middle of the week. Honey, I'm going on a trip.
Yeah.
Okay. And he just stays in a hotel for 2 days. They practice Wednesday, Thursday, basically, and then he comes home for the weekend.
She's coming with him.
Yeah, that's right.
They're like, hey,
depending on the city.
We can travel.
Yeah.
Depending on the city.
Not going to Detroit.
No.
All right. We go to the rundown when we come back on Mick Shots.
Sure we will.
Yeah, sure we will. Thank you.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has like all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
Back to Mick Shots.
The most action-packed motorsports experience in the world returns to Arlington. Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, October 4th for Monster Jam. Get ready to cheer, scream, and be amazed as massive monster trucks take over Arlington. Tickets are on sale at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing partner of AT&T Stadium.
Can I share what you just asked about number 55 for the Giants?
Yes, please.
What did you ask?
I want to know if Hudson was still on the team for the New York Giants.
If 55 is still on the Giants, he's not been cut, no. But his name is James Hudson, okay? And so on Sunday, I'm watching the game actually from home, and I have 5 grandsons, but 2 of them came over to the house, James and Hudson. And so I said to my wife, Stacy, take them outside. They can't watch this.
Did they break anything?
Oh, man.
No, they were on perfect behavior. All right.
By the way, before you go there,
there they go.
Clowney's on the field practicing.
Okay.
And in Everson, he wore 24 last year for Carolina.
And this year,
that does not look right. He's too big for that.
This year, he's wearing 42.
Switch.
Okay. But still.
Changed it.
Just flipped it.
Just give me some sacks, bro.
That's all that matters. Give me some pressure.
He might be 3 times as big as the former 42.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's now with the Denver Broncos practice squad.
He got picked up.
Deuce Vaughn is with the Broncos. At least he was last week.
3 times as big.
Yeah, he snuck that in.
I was wondering why he was saying 3 times. Like, oh, yeah. Deuce. Okay. I want to know how many pressures and hits did Dak Prescott have in this last game?
Well, I could tell you.
Because I have a note here that it assumes that the offensive line is letting Dak get hit too many times, and it's a red flag. So the author of this information, I want to see if he knows what the hell he's talking about.
Sacked 3 times, hit 6 times.
Last week?
Too much.
Yeah.
So,
but you got to add in 3 runs because he's not running on a quarterback draw. So that you can add 3 more pressures or hits there.
Flushed out.
They should have that as a stat.
So your information has been upheld. So.
Yeah, thank you. Fact check. Tackles, man, didn't play well, and obviously we got with those hits came the personal fouls too. He had a couple of those. So I think we know how important Dak is to the season and how we have to keep him upright. But Terrence Steele is struggling right now, and when nobody's bringing that up, I think in the run game he's been solid, but pass protection. You get a guy bull rush you back into the quarterback the way that they did on Sunday. That's not good. And I think we've been giving him the benefit of the doubt with the knee injury. He's a couple of years removed from that. So you got to see better from him. Also with Guyton, it's not clean by any stretch, but it's just too much. It's as important as Dak is right now. It would seem to me like that would be foremost in the heads of this the offensive line coach.
If I have a quarterback playing this well, I certainly want to make sure that he's going to be at his best, and I'm going to protect him as best I can.
So you got some idea?
I don't have any idea, but I was going to ask you guys. I mean,
we talked
you
are who you are.
Well, we talked about how good this defensive line was for the Giants.
And they were.
Did we talk about it? I mean, so
yes.
Is this something that we should be alarmed about, or is that what comes with playing against that New York Giants front line? Because the Commanders were only able to score 20
21 to 6 was the score.
I mean, that's considering how much Russell was in the red zone, about 8 times in the red zone. You know, that lets you know that defensive line had a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
had a lot of work to do, and they did good work considering the lack of assistance that they got from their offense in Russell Wilson.
So what you're saying, Russell Wilson didn't look the same in that game than he did against the Cowboys.
He did not. He did not. So I just want to make sure that, concerns aside, is that something that is inherent playing against that New York Giants front seven? That's all I'm asking.
Well, we're about to find out. Mm-hmm. But they did score 40 points.
They did score 40 points.
That's my point. So how concerned should these words be taken? Is that what just goes along with playing with the Giants?
Well, that's nothing new on Steele.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been his MO.
Okay.
Good against the run and susceptible against the pass, or pass blocking, I should say. And that hasn't changed, and it didn't matter if it was the knee injury or whatever. His reputation was he was good against the run or with the run and not so good pass blocking.
What is the reputation of the Chicago Bears defensive front four?
Montez Sweat is their big guy up front.
We know him.
Heard that name before.
We know him.
And, of course, the former commander went over in a trade last year to the Bears. They actually, as far as an inside guys go, one of their big signings in free agency, a veteran guy, Grady Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
Dayo Odengbo is their other outside rusher starter. They obviously last week against the Lions, they did not
worked out.
They did not get to Jared Goff
at all,
and they put up 52 points on him.
And you saw
the biggest issue. The biggest issue the Bears have right now is in the secondary. Jalen Johnson, their best cornerback, 2-time Pro Bowler, played 20 snaps last week against the Lions. He missed their opener with an injury, and he left the game with a different injury this week. They're also missing Kyler Gordon, who's battling a hamstring and hasn't played in a game this year so far. They've missed the first 2 games. And one of their inside linebackers, T.J. Edwards, missed the opener, and he came out of last week's game with a hamstring injury as well.
In 2 games, they have 3 sacks, 9 quarterback hits.
And the secondary sounds like the same narrative we had for the Giants secondary. Great, decent up front, but in the back, you got a lot of young guys, a lot of injuries.
You're like this Israel Mukwamu tie-in. Nashawn Wright is the other. One of the other.
He's okay. He's okay.
He doesn't wear 24. He wears 26.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just saying.
But he had injured his knee or something. Remember after the play, that was no problem.
Yeah, he played in this game. Yeah,
he played 52 snaps against the Lions
as a backup.
Right. He's basically
Correct.
they've got Tyreek Stevenson is their healthy starting cornerback. They're missing Jalen Johnson. They're missing Kyler Gordon. Nick McLeod had 36 snaps against the Lions. Nashawn Wright had 52 snaps against the Lions. They also lost another corner, 5th-round draft pick 2 years ago, Terrell Smith, in the preseason to a season-ending injury.
Well, here's what I want to see. The Bears have the nerve to put Nashawn Wright up in man coverage against either one of those wide receivers. And you can decide before the snap where the ball's going.
Got to come at him?
Oh, absolutely.
Why him? Well, not all of them suck, though, right?
Well, I don't know if all of them do, but I have knowledge of watching him play.
I mean, little experience, as far as the secondary is concerned.
Well, there's a reason why they traded him for, was it Igbenogany?
Noah Igbenogany.
Yes.
Thank you, Bill. Once again.
They do have a ball hawk in their secondary, the Bears do. Kevin Byard at safety.
Okay.
Remember him in Tennessee?
Yeah,
I mean,
do.
He was a 2-time Pro Bowler there. He's got 29 picks in his career, but he's now 32 years old. So
I think
that's all he has?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's young for Everson.
The priority.
He had 29 in about the first 4 years in the league.
Then he's out here, you bro.
Yeah. Heckma.
The priority in this game should be the running game. I mean, you go back to the Lions game. The Lions, they just feasted on this defense in the running game. Jahmyr Gibbs, 94 yards. David Montgomery, 57, and they both had a touchdown apiece. And I think that the running game obviously opened up everything for them in the receiving game because Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams, it was ugly.
He got speed.
Williams,
he's got speed.
Number one, Jameson Williams from Alabama, I believe. He's absolutely fantastic. Guys fought back through some injuries and some off the field stuff, but the way that Chicago just didn't look good at all. I mean, offensively they had so much dysfunction. The defense was just getting worn out. They played a lot in that game versus Detroit. So that's the one thing I looked at, especially with the way that our running back has come along. Williams is who I'm talking about. I just feel as though running the ball at these guys and catering to what Steele's strength is and what should be Guyton's strength should help us out tremendously.
We have to travel with the running game. I just feel much better when you go on the road. Being able to run the ball is something that we just have to establish this entire season, because it does settle things down for your offense. There's no doubt about it. If we can go into Chicago and we don't throw the ball for the first 3 drives, I'll be fine with that. If we can just continue to run at these guys and keep pounding them, we may not be good in pass offense, but when it comes to running the ball, we need to show that we can go forward because the running game travels so well.
Yeah. It didn't travel very well the first 2 possessions at AT&T Stadium.
It did not.
Bringing up,
but don't abandon it.
No, and they didn't. Mm-hmm. Although, sort of.
By the way, that's the way to keep your quarterback healthy too.
Well, and here's the thing: everybody pointed out about the first half that the Cowboys, with the rushing yards, were they like 16 or some ridiculous number? Mm-hmm. But what happened was they ended up with at least 2 possessions. It was a 2-minute drill. So you're probably not running the ball. You're trying to get down the field. So that kind of skewed the numbers in that game.
I think it showed that we did what we had to do.
Right.
Once we were called upon to do it in serious situations, we were able to do that, and that worked well for us. It got us out of trouble.
The first half, I was right. Williams had 6 carries for 16 yards. Mm-hmm. And then he ended up with 18 carries for 97 yards.
So he ate in the second half.
Right?
Second half in overtime.
Whenever I don't care when it comes, if you call on it and we win that game, then it came when we needed it to come. So, you can look at how well we should have been doing better in the first half and all that. Yeah, all of that can happen. But if you can show me a team that can answer the bell when it needs to answer, I'm good with that.
I just want to say this. Tyler Smith, I know he just got paid, and maybe that was motivation for him on Sunday. But man, he wears 73, and I won't do a comp or anything like that. I'm just saying this dude is a road grading SOB. I mean, he is. You talk about you turn on tape and you see a guy giving it to linebackers, and when he gets to the second level, guys are trying to get underneath the turf to get away from him.
Yeah. Even on that touchdown.
They're getting away from him.
That touchdown was amazing. Yeah.
I mean,
they held guys in place without even holding that. They had to hold it for a minute. And for them to do it like that just lets you know that was good technique. Because the refs waiting to throw something. They were waiting to throw something.
And by the way, let's take a moment before our break and talk about Tyler Smith, because that happens. We had the game, and so we didn't give it its due as far as how big that is to get the Tyler Smith contract done. And what a great story Tyler Smith is. When you go back to his high school days at North Crowley High School, he was lightly recruited, and one of the main reasons he was lightly recruited was he had to have major surgeries.
He's bow-legged. He's severely bow-legged.
Major surgeries when he was in high school, 15, 16 years old, to basically reconstruct his lower legs.
But he grew like 3 inches after that too. After these
right, and so then
I got a best friend.
So he does then get a scholarship to Tulsa University and was a 3-year starter there and becomes a first-round draft pick. But also, hats off to the Cowboys scouting department. realizing what and doing their research on him and realize, because he was an under the radar guy in that whole draft process going into it. And people were left scratching their head going, okay, first round on this guy.
It was a head
reaching
scratcher
on him. Yeah.
Oh, there was a lot of criticism.
All right.
Right? A guard in the first round.
That's right. In this very room.
Who takes a guard in
Right
the first
here.
round? Ah.
But I did say he could play tackle if
And
they
he did
needed.
play tackle.
That's your way out. That's
Yeah.
your only way out right there.
Which, is, by the way, is one of the reasons he got this big contract. Right off the bat, he proved that he could, even without any practice time, shift out to left tackle when Tyron went down with an injury.
And give him some
as a rookie,
some credit for being smart, because he got his money a year before he needed to get it.
Ain't that something? How did it happen?
It's amazing.
Hey, wow.
You're going to give me, what was it, $40 million to sign or whatever it was? I don't recall.
But we knew this was coming into the summertime. We were talking about Micah's contract, and I couldn't get through the show without saying that. But we couldn't get through that contract. But once it was clear, guys, like Deron Bland and Tyler Smith became priority number one to get that done. Before Micah's contract, you were saying to yourself, damn, we might lose one of or both of those guys. And so, I mean, look, he's rewarding. He already has. He's rewarded the franchise by how tough he is, how hard-nosed he is. And I have said several times, I think he's the best left tackle on this team.
Wow.
But they just, they've stood their ground on the fact that they believe he's a guard and they keep him there. But his athleticism, his footwork, all of those things have always said to me, this guy's our left tackle.
And that'll help out Brock Hoffman playing the center, keeping him next to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even though he doesn't play next to him, he's helping out Tyler Booker and making his transition and starting in the NFL.
Another name that we're really
21-year-old.
not talking about, and I think that's good when you're not talking about a rookie, offensive lineman.
He talks about himself, and he was apologizing. He let a couple pressures through in pass blocking. But if you watch him block at the line of scrimmage, oh, my.
Yeah, a few pain.
He loves it. No, he loves to bring the pain.
And, oh, by the way, Dexter Lawrence was on the other side this past week. So, all right, we continue with, by the way, your talk about the contracts they're getting done in the meantime. Let's put that on the rundown for next week when Micah comes to town. We need to have that conversation about what has been happening.
Mickey's team comes to town.
That's right.
That's right.
Exactly. All right.
Hey, wait. Parsons went to Mickey's team.
You know what?
God has a sense of humor, doesn't he?
Boy, I'm sorry. I was late on that. I'm so sorry. Usually I'm sharper than that. Good job. Go, Micah.
Were you
Just piss him off as much as you can.
Were you not cheering for him against the Commanders?
Oh, no. I wasn't cheering for anybody. No, baby. I'm still Cowboys.
Both lose.
Still Cowboys.
All right, more Mick Shots in a moment.
Mickey ain't go fool.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. immersive exhibits, and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
Are you a Cowboys super fan? The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, nominate extraordinary NFL fans, dynamic duos, and game changers who rep the Cowboys with pride and turn every game day into an unforgettable adventure. You could be sent to Super Bowl 60. Enter to win at NFL.com/Fan of the Year today.
So we established the fact Jadeveon Clowney is out on the Cowboys practice field wearing the number 42. I wonder if the Cowboys had competition to sign Clowney. The Washington Commanders signed Preston Smith today. They lost defensive end and others in last week's game. Dietrich Wise went down, lost for the season. So I wonder if, and that was they played on Thursday, right? Yeah, they played on Thursday.
So they had more.
I wonder if that accelerated the talks on Clowney, because Clowney was here on Thursday. Then there was the injury that Dietrich Wise suffered.
Interesting.
And then, so now, and the Cowboys
But he
won the race for Clowney.
But he left here.
They were trying
Thursday.
to.
He left here, but they hadn't got a deal done.
Yeah.
But so then that injury occurs on Thursday night.
Yes.
And I wonder if the Commanders then called Clowney and asked
Yes, they did.
about his
Sure.
interest there.
I'm talking to Jerry right now.
So then
I'll
by
call you back.
Sunday after the game, Jerry's saying we got an agreement with Clowney. I wonder if
But they did it before the game.
Right. But what I'm saying is, since the Commanders played on Thursday, all this stuff could have happened on Friday.
Maybe
Saturday.
the Commanders didn't offer as much, because my understanding is the offer didn't change from Thursday.
I'm assuming that's the case.
To Sunday.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a bidding war. It was the dollar amount was the dollar amount, which is about 3.5.
Yes.
Okay.
With a chance to make $6 million in.
But it is
incentive.
interesting here in the last couple of weeks. Okay, the Cowboys played the Eagles on a Thursday night, and we saw that the Eagles' pass rush wasn't what it needs to be, and they immediately signed Zadarius Smith, and he played 20 snaps against the Chiefs and had a half sack.
Yeah.
Okay, then the Cowboys realize we need help also, and so they get Clowney, and then the Commanders. So the three guys, the veteran pass rushers that were still out there when the regular season started, they within the span of 2 weeks they all got scooped up by the NFC East
After the first game of the season.
Right.
So
Well, you got to shout out to Philadelphia for correcting their problems immediately. They don't wait. They saw it right there after the Cowboys game. It was like, nah, we're not going to stick to this. No, in spite of what we saw during training camp, we got to get this corrected.
So how many snaps do you think Clowney can play Sunday?
28.
28.
28.
28?
That's going to be his pick to click.
Yeah, 28.
28? I mean,
we just said yesterday that Zadevia's played 20, 25.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played 20.
I'm going to say 20. I'm putting 8 on that, bro.
I'm going to go 20.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at snap counts for edge rushers in last week's game against the Giants. James Houston had 15 snaps.
And he started.
And had a sack. Yep, and started. Marshawn Nealon had 27 snaps. Ezaraku had 26. Fowler had 28.
Yeah, 28. There it is.
Sam
there
Williams.
There you go. There you number right there,
Sam
bro.
Williams had 41.
There you go. Just split that up.
So your 5 edge rushers, Sam Williams 41, Fowler 28, Nealon 27, Houston 15. Who else did I have in there? And Nealon 27.
And how many sacks from all of
Ezaraku
those?
26.
Yeah. Okay.
How many sacks from all of those?
One very important pressure.
Well, there was a sack.
My pick to click.
Yeah.
And Houston had a sack.
Yeah. That was the one.
So
was that like the first possession that lasted 9 minutes?
I think it was.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And the other sack was by Kenny
Look at
Clark.
this note I got here.
We got to do better.
With a minute to go in the first quarter, it's 6-0. The Giants had 22 plays for 170 yards.
And how many points?
6.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 6 first downs, which was more than they had totaled in the first game of the season.
And they overcame one of their own players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overcame one of their own
Yeah, because they got him out of the lineup. They proceeded to score 31 points the rest of the game.
Hey, dude, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm trying to show you? Now he probably got it.
That should be one of those clips when they showed Dable and he goes, "Get him out of the game." You could see him mouth.
And they didn't get him out.
And they didn't get him out. The offensive line coach probably overruled.
So overall, how many sacks did we have on the season?
3. 3? Is that right? Hang on.
3 in 2 games.
Wow. I think you're missing some people, man.
Yeah.
You're missing some pressure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to generate it against Caleb Williams.
We need those 28.
Yeah, you got to have it. You know, in spite of what people think about Caleb Williams, he does have legs. And
We are not going through that again.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey,
we
prototype.
are not dogging
No, come on.
quarterbacks
Come on.
again
Come
in
on. You
this
got to come
room.
on with me. You got to come on with me.
You. We are not dogging quarterbacks. No,
I'm not going to dog him. What I'm not
I
gonna,
was.
I'm not going to dog him.
3 sacks.
We got to
I
get more
was.
pressure. We got to get
I
more pressure
was.
on this guy. And,
Caleb has been sacked 6 times in 2 games.
yeah.
And he's been running for his life.
And
too.
he's got 11 carries for 85 yards.
Yeah.
And a touchdown.
You know, we thought Russell gave us problems, which he did. I think this kid he's so confused with trying to just deal with Ben Johnson's offense right now. You can still see that he's trying to learn it on the fly. The last thing that we want to do is inject any confidence in him.
He's fine at the beginning of the game, as long as it's scripted. They scored a touchdown on the first drive in the first game, and they scored a touchdown on the first drive against
Are
the
you
Lions.
in that party that says that Ben Johnson is good when he's on script? I like that. I mean, I've
Ben
heard
Johnson
that.
just needs to script the whole game for him.
But he can't. He can't. But how do you script? We're down by 30. You know, you can't script that. I think everything.
Defense has to help
Sure
a
you
little
can.
bit.
GPT has got to have it.
No, there is no formula. There is no formula for that.
AI.
Put any kind of scenario in there, and it's got to come up on ChatGPT.
ChatGPT
So
better
when
put
you
a helmet
do-
on.
I bet you could do a
Mouthpiece.
ChatGPT on Ben Johnson's plays. You probably have to pay a lot of money for this form of ChatGPT, and you'll come up with the script.
So do you need to tell Schottenheimer when you do your interview on Thursday that don't defer if you win the toss? Make sure you take the ball because they score on their first possession.
Well, they're going to get the
Guys,
ball eventually.
We're gonna be.
Yeah, but give you a chance to score first.
Being on the road is different when you're losing than it is from playing at home.
That's true.
The optimism is not there. It's just not unless you have a strong team with some strong leaders, and we've learned that from the Cowboys the last few years.
Hold on. I'm with you, Mick. You win the toss, take the ball.
I want the ball.
No.
I got an offense that scored 40 points.
Damn right.
Please don't let them take the ball for 9 minutes.
We just let the kicker kick it. We line up at 35 and we just bring him out there. It's 3-0.
Gain 15 yards, right?
Maybe. Maybe.
All right.
What a weapon.
Well, what an eventful Wednesday this was inside the SWBC podcast
Let's
studio.
handle some of those topics, man.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to be very much on point with your rundown
Listen
tomorrow.
to him lying, man.
That's right to
Oh.
my face.
Say it all the
Right
time,
to
You know
my
why?
face.
You say it
Because
all the
Heckman's
time.
hosting this thing tomorrow.
You already know. You already know.
I better really pay attention tomorrow then.
Because I got the coaches show tomorrow, so I'll be a late joiner probably. I'm
All right,
assuming.
we got you, buddy.
All right. Well, some of us will shout at you tomorrow at high noon.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?